Okay. So, good afternoon to all my dear students and respected colleagues. So, today, today we are going to perform the electronics. So, that is the in output characteristic for NPN type silicon based transistor. Okay, output NPN type silicon based transistor. So this is your lab workbook, which I already given you in your common WhatsApp group, official WhatsApp group. So there you have to fill all these entries here, your name, section, roll number, etc. You have to fill up here, and you will see that this is the circuit diagram of this experiment, and this is you all know this is the sim NPN type transistor, bipolar junction transistor. Capital E, that is downward arrow. This capital E, this terminal denotes emitter. Capital B terminal denotes base. Capital C terminal denotes collector. So the input loop is this, starts from VBB. So as previous days experiment, we have to make this circuit. That is, first we have to make the input loop starting from VB, positive terminal of VBB. We have to connect with the positive terminal of a milliampere meter. Then the negative terminal of the milliampere meter is to be connected. One of the terminal of 100 kilo is denoted by which is denoted by R1 resistor. Okay, 100 kilo ohm resistor. Then another terminal of 100 kilo ohm resistor is to be connected with the base terminal of this NPN transistor. Then the emitter terminal is to be connected with the negative terminal of the power supply, which is denoted by VBB. So this is the input loop of this circuit. So here, for the output characteristic, we don't need any voltage between the base and emitter. So it is not necessary to connect any voltmeter between base and emitter. So here this ammeter, which is connected in series with base, so by this ammeter we can measure the IB, that is the current which passes through the base. Then we have to make the output loop. So the output loop will be started from the positive terminal of the another power supply, which is here denoted by VCC. So starting from this positive terminal of the variable power supply is to be connected with one of a terminal of one here. One another thing we have to mention here. Here R2, for R2 resistor, please rectify here. It will be 100 ohm resistor, not 1 kilo ohm resistor. It will be rectified. So R2 is equal to 100 ohm. I repeat it. R2 is equal to 100 ohm resistor. So starting from the positive terminal of the VCC is to be connected with one terminal of R2, which is 100 ohm. Then the another terminal of R2 is to be connected with the positive terminal of ampere meter. Then the negative terminal of this ampere meter is to be connected with the collector terminal of this NPN transistor. Then the emitter terminal is to be connected with the negative terminal of this variable power supply VCC. So by this ammeter, which is denoted here by IC, so by which we can measure the collector current passes through the collector, and which is denoted by IC. So after making, so you have to make this circuit in the Tinkercad software. Okay. So in the Tinkercad software, you have to make the circuit in Tinkercad. Okay. Here, this is one of a example of this circuit diagram. Okay. You can see here these two resistor, which R1 is 100 kilo ohm and R2 is 100 ohm. Okay. And after making your correct circuitry, after doing your experiment, which you have to do, you have to take a photograph or snap of your circuitry, and you have to place or paste on this place. Okay. So first you have to delete this photograph of this circuit, and here it should be pasted of your own circuitry which you have made in the Tinkercad software. Okay. And there you have to mention your name, section, roll number here, like that. So beside of the Tinkercad logo, you have to mention your name, then section, then roll number. Okay. So you can verify your graph by this one. You can see here the VCE will be plotted along the x-axis, and the corresponding IC will be plotted along y-axis. Okay. For 3 sets of reading we have to take. Okay. So first set of reading, we have to keep IB 20 microampere. After then IB 30 microampere, then IB 40 microampere. So we will have three output characteristic here. Okay. Now here, this is the observation table. In this observation table, you have to write all these data you get. So you have to vary the VCC. Then first you have to vary the IB in 20 microampere. IB means the base voltage. So first, by vary this VBB, first we have to vary the VBB. Okay. And by varying VBB, we have to keep IB 20 microampere. If it is not exactly 20 microampere, it may be 20.2 or 19.6 or 8 or like that. That is near about 20 microampere, then it is acceptable. So by varying VCC, generally you have to vary 0.2 volt, that is 0 to I think it will be sufficient up to 5 volt. Okay. So by keeping difference 0.2 volt. Okay. That is 0, 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, 1, 1.2. I think within 5 volt you will get the saturation current of IC here. So I think you will get the saturation current after varying VCC 5 up to 5 volt. Okay. So you have to take then the corresponding reading of VCE and IC1, IC, and VCC will be in volt, VCE will in volt, and IC will in milliampere unit, and IB will in microampere unit. Okay, after taking the first set of reading, you can plot it in a graph paper, in a Excel sheet, or you can verify with your graph with this graph paper, either it is coming like that wise or not. If you think it is okay, then proceed for the second set of reading. Okay, that is similarly you have to vary VCC by zero point 0.2 volt difference. I think it should be up to 5 volt also. Okay, then you have to take the corresponding reading of VCE and IC also. That is second set for the second set of reading, keeping IB first, IB keeping 30 microampere. Okay, then you have to take the second set of reading and you have to plot it. You have to plot into the graph and then proceed for third set of reading, keeping IB 40 microampere. Okay, then similarly we have to proceed. Okay, now I'm going to the Tinkercad software. So you can see here the Tinkercad software, how it is look like. So here I have already made it here. So you can see here this NPN transistor. So the NPN transistor, the flat surface, if we keep the flat surface towards ourselves, then the leftmost terminal is collector, middle one is base, and the right one is emitter. So here this power supply, which is already denoted by VBB, this positive terminal of VBB, it is connected with the positive terminal of this ampere meter,
Okay,
which is denoted
sir.
by IB. Okay, then the negative terminal.
Arindam sir.
Okay,
Arindam sir,
hello.
just wait, sir. Just wait a minute, sir. Who is joining
Okay.
now? Miss, what you are thinking? It's already 20 minutes have passed. Still now students are joining. This is a warning for all the students. Sir, you continue, sir.
Okay. So the positive terminal of VVV, you can see it is connected with the positive terminal of the milliampere of the ampere meter, which is denoted here IB. Then the negative terminal is connected with the one terminal of this 1 kilo ohm resistor. Mind it, the color code of this register. Okay, then the another terminal is connected with the base terminal, then the emitter terminal is connected with the negative terminal of VBB here. Then next, for the output loop here, this VCC, this power supply, variable power supply, which is VCC, is connected with the positive terminal of this ampere meter, which is denoted here IC. Then the negative terminal is connected with the resistance, which is 100 kilo ohm. One terminal of this resistance, which is 100 ohm, I'm sorry, which is 100 ohm. And please mind the color code of this resistor. Okay, it is brown, black, brown, which denotes the 100 ohm. Okay, then the another terminal of 100 ohm resistor is connected with the collector terminal. Okay, here this is the collector terminal. Then the emitter terminal should be connected with the negative terminal of VCC. And here I have taken this VCE voltmeter here, this multimeter. I'm taken it in voltage mode. Okay, this voltmeter I have connected across the VCE, that is the positive terminal. This positive terminal, I am connected with the collector, then the negative terminal I have connected with the emitter. So by this voltmeter we can measure the voltage between the collector and emitter, and the IB we can measure the base
अभी नहीं
voltage.
खाएंगे
So here, so
खाएंगे थोड़ा देर बाद
first we have to keep here
थोड़ा देर बाद खाएंगे बोल रहे हैं
VCC
ना
in 0 volt. Okay, in 0 volt. Then we have to keep this this power supply. We have to vary. Okay, suppose if we keep in 1 volt, there is no current. Then suppose I'm keeping it 2 volt. There here it comes 13.6 microampere. If we keep it 2.5, then we can see here this one is 19.6 microampere, so it is acceptable. So keeping first for the first set of reading, by keeping IB in 19.6 microampere, we have to vary the VCC. So first I'm vary the VCC by 0.2 volt. So here we can see by VCC 0.2 volt, we can see here the corresponding IC is 1.33 milliampere meter, and the corresponding BC is 67.2 millivolt. So this millivolt we can convert it into the volt, then 0.2, then again I'm keeping VCC 0.4. So we can see here by varying VCC 0.4, the corresponding IC is 3.01 milliampere and VCE is 99.5 millivolt. So similarly, millivolt VCE and 4.5 volt, 4.65 milliampere IC. So by this we can proceed 0.8 or 1, then 1.2, then 1.4, like that, then 1.8, okay, like that. Then so I think we are getting the saturation here. Okay, so 5.64, it is already it is saturated. Okay, so by taking 3 or 4 saturating voltage, then stop this set of experiment. Okay, then we have to proceed for next by keeping this one. This should be 0. That is, this VBB should be 0, and first I'm keeping this VCC keeping 0, and VBB we have to vary for, so we have to vary VBB so that the IB is 30. That is, by keeping VBB 3.5, we can see here IB is 29.6 microampere. So it is also acceptable. Then by similar manner, we have to vary the VCC by keeping difference 0.2 until the saturation IC has come. Okay. By similar manner, you have to take also for the third set of reading by keeping IC 40 microampere. After then, we have to, all this one we have to plot into the graph paper. Okay. So in the graph we can see here, this is the this is a graph. Here you can see I already take 3 sets of readings over here. Okay, and we by in the Excel sheet, by these 3 sets of reading we get 3 output characteristic curve. Okay, got it? So you have also proceed by this. Okay. So any problem do you have, students? Hello. So
Hello, student.
students, if you have any problem, then you can discuss with me or writing in the chat box. Okay.
If you have any query, write in your chat box. Otherwise, we can end here. There is any doubt? If
If there
sir,
is any doubt,
yes, sir. We are start
if it is
from question key 0.2, then increase 0. Oh, they are asking about the how to take the readings. Sir, please explain again how to take the readings.
huh?
No, actually, you have to start
So
from 0. Initial point should be 0. Then increase
so
by
first
0.2.
so for hello.
Yes,
Hello,
sir. Yes, sir.
Suman,
Yes, sir.
can
Continue.
you
Continue.
can I ask? Can I tell anything?
Yes. Please, sir.
Okay. So first, IB we have to keep in 20 microampere for the first set of reading. Then we have to VCC from 0 volt by keeping, we have to increase from 0 volt, keeping the difference 0.2, that is 0, 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.81. So proceed up to 2 or 2.5 or 3 volt. And if you see that the saturation current, that is the IC, has come, that is by varying VCC, we have to also take the reading for VCE, corresponding VCE and IC. Okay. So until it is saturated, until IC is saturated. So take 2 or 3 or 4 saturation reading, then stop for the first set of reading. Okay. Then proceed for second set of reading by keeping IB 30 microampere, and proceed in similar way by keeping the difference 0.2 volt VCC. Okay. So you have to proceed 0 volt to 3 volt, or up to the saturation 2 or 3 or 4 saturation current of IC. Okay. If it is okay, then you have to proceed for IB by keeping 40 microampere, and similarly you have to take the reading for by varying VCC, that take the reading the corresponding VCE and IC. Okay. And you have to plot or the graph, you have to plot the graph in Excel sheet and verify that the graph is coming okay or not. In your lab worksheet, it is given a collector emitter, that is the graph, that is the output characteristic of BJT graph is here. So in x-axis there will be the collector emitter voltage VCE, and along y-axis the collector current IC. Okay. The VCE in volt and IC is in milliampere meter. Okay. So you can see here for every set of reading for IB 10 microampere. So this is first one, this is the characteristic graph. And for our, we have to keep the IB 20 microampere, this is another graph. Then IB 30 microampere, you will get another type of curve. And IB 40 microampere, you will get another parallel types, all these characteristic curve. So if you take 3 or 4 saturation reading, okay, that is, if you see same type of ICs are there, okay, then you can leave for this set of reading. Okay. Okay, students.
Okay,
Hello.
sir. Hello.
Huh, huh.
Sir Shumon.
Hello.
Sir Shumon.
Huh.
Sir, please explain them
Ah.
how to fix the IB. Okay, how to fix the IB.
Oh, acha, acha. So I'm repeating again here. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir. How to fix the
suppose,
ID?
so suppose I am keeping this VCC. Suppose I am keeping it in 0 volt. Okay. Then this power supply, we have to for the first time. Suppose I am keeping it 1 volt and see the IB, how much of IB. So if it is 0, then I'm proceed for 1.5. Then it is also 0. Then for 1.80. So it is come 11.6 microampere. But we have to keep IB 20 microampere or near or about it. So I'm keeping is 2 volt. So it is coming 13.6, then 2 point suppose 5. So I'm see here 19.6. So if we keep 5.6, then if it is also this one is then if we keep 2.8, the VBB 2.8, it is coming 21.6. It is also okay, it can be accepted, but it is better to keep the IB 2.5 so that we can get IB nearer to 20 microampere. This is here for this case 19.6. Then we have to keeping IB 19.6. Then we have to go for VCC. So VCC here, by starting, I've already starting 0.2. So by keeping 0.2, this keeping 0.2, we can see here the corresponding VC. This corresponding VC is 67.2 millivolt and corresponding IC is 1.33 milliampere. Okay. So then we keep VCC 0.4. So we see here the corresponding VCE is 99.5 millivolt and IC is 3.01 milliampere. So then similarly VCC for VCC 0.6, VCE is 35 millivolt and corresponding IC is 4.65 milliampere. So similarly 0.8 you can see VCE is 238 millivolt and IC is 5.62 milliampere. Then one it is 5.64, IC is 5.64 and VC is 436 millivolt. Then 1.2 I am keeping. So I can see here IC is here 5.64 and for one also IC is 5.64. So it is started to this IC get saturated. Okay. So for VCE 636, IC is 5.64. Again, I'm taking 1.4 VCC. So here VC is coming 8.36 millivolt, but IC is not increasing. It is become constant or saturated. That is 5.64. So we get the three same reading of IC by varying the VCC. Okay, 1.2 and 1.4. Okay, and here VCE is also varying, and but the IC is become constant. So we can get this type of graph. You can see initially it will increase linearly. It will increase linearly. After then it will become saturated. Okay, it will become for the three cases, for the three sets of reading, you will get this three type of characteristic curve. Okay, any question
Okay,
or
is
any
it clear
query,
to you?
students?
Still, if you have any query, write
Hello,
down in your
Sumon.
chat box. Yes. Hello, sir. Hello.
Okay, okay. Now, you are not audible some time ago. Okay, now okay.
Okay,
Now
okay.
it is okay.
No. If any problem, then write down in your chat box. Otherwise, we can end the meeting. Okay. Is it okay? Write down in your chat box.
Is it okay?
Or if you have any question, write
Yes,
down in
sir.
your chat box. Yes, please. Hello.
You can interact you can interact with us
In your WhatsApp.